What's going on, Virgo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the rest of 2023. So in this reading, Virgo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you regarding the rest of the year. And it's kind of going to be like a end of the year check-in type reading, some themes that we want to get into. So before we begin the reading, as always, I do want to let you know that you are very welcome here, Virgo, in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading does happen to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already, Virgo, for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here. But without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy and we'll see what is coming your way for the rest of the year, Virgo. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Virgo. That one just got plucked. Let's see what we got going on here, Virgo, for you. All right. It looks like definitely a big focus on your career at this time. Some of you may be going through like a little bit of ups and downs, like a challenging situation that you're going to meet head on, and it's actually, you have the dynamic opportunity to overcome this challenge, but I definitely see a little bit of a challenge going on with your career to end the year, Virgo. But before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe, and these oracle cards contain the energy that Spirit wants to bring to your attention for the end of the year. The first one is the fourth house of home and family. The second one is Mars, and the third one is the sixth house, work and routine. Okay, so I definitely, like, the first thing standing out to me, actually, Virgo, is a little bit for you of a sexual health check, because Mars has to do with your sexuality. The sixth house has to do with your health. And I feel like this is just asking yourself the question, are you using this energy properly, or is it using you? Okay, some of you may have some sort of sexual healing experience. This could be what Spirit is advising you to do, but sexual healing looks different for different Virgos, right? If you've been too much in your sexual energy, maybe channeling your energy towards work would be better. But for some of you, there needs to be like an actual active sex in order for healing to occur. Okay, so just be aware of that. You also have the fourth house of home and family. So with Mars in the fourth house, there may be some, like, for others of you, some sort of aggressive change to your home, or bringing a very big energy, a little bit of handling disputes at home. Potentially, for some of you, what you don't see coming, there could be an issue with a family member, that you have to really, they could be interrupting your routine. You could be experiencing one of those situations here, Virgo. So it's interesting. The fourth and the sixth house, like, the fourth harmonic is a square, which represents like challenge and difficulty, but the sixth harmonic represents a sextile, which is like a dynamic opportunity to overcome a challenge. So I see you having a challenge in front of you, but there's a lot of, energy for you to overcome it at the end of the year. So definitely don't rest right now. There could be a lot of movement in your life, but it's crucial that you continue to move. Okay. There also could be a lot of passion to do with your career or work, right? Bringing a lot of passion. And for some of you, once again, refraining from sex in order to just be like on a one-track mind with your career or something around that is what I sense, Virgo. So it's cool. Let's go ahead now. And some of you as well, because Mars in the chart of women usually represents like their man or like their boyfriend. Once you get married, it changes to Jupiter actually, but Mars does represent the men in women's life, and so you may be looking for a partner. Some of the ladies out there, like to close out the year, Spirit may be reminding you like the right boy toy for you, Virgo, is going to be very 6th house and 4th house focused. Okay, so your best partner, the person that can actually support you in this life, or the next person that you're going to be with in love, I sense for a lot of the ladies out there, may have to do something with the 4th and the 6th house. Just think about this. Have you ever seen the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper? Many people say that I look like Bradley Cooper, but that don't look like me. Anyway, when he takes the Limitless pill that turns him into a creative genius, what's the first thing that he does? The first thing he does is invest in some sort of crazy thing or do some wild thing. He literally cleans his house. The partners could really embody this. And if you happen to be more of a masculine Virgo out there, then maybe this is the quality that you need to bring to attract a better partner into your life. And if you're an androgynous Virgo out there, then I don't know. So let's go ahead and continue to get into the tarot. So your opportunity is the 3 of Pentacles here. This usually has to do with teamwork in the physical world. It could have to do with learning a new skill, really in an apprenticeship phase of some sort of activity having to do with money or a physical endeavor. So I definitely think working with people is key. I definitely feel like conflict with people in the workplace could be what's going on here. With the 3 of Pentacles and your opportunities to keep it civil, remember you're here for a purpose, whatever like issue you're running into with people at work, just remember like you're there for the same purpose. Like get your emotions out of the way. Maybe you need to do that, kind of coordinate people in some sort of way. I do feel that for you. But for some of you as well, and I'm sorry that I didn't mention this, a big theme of this reading and something that you're going to be considering now at the end of the year, Spirit wants you to do, is potentially working from home. I can't believe I missed this theme. For many of you, what this is about for you, that the reason it came through, Virgo, is for you to really think about, maybe I can really be in my energy better if I actually work from home. Okay, if I actually, that could work for you. And some of you, if you're trying to transition into a job where you work from home, or if you do anything work from home, I almost get someone that you're living with disturbing you this week, or you can't get your work done. Maybe like relatives are over for the rest of the year. I don't know. There's something about like a delay in your work that's like a little bit unexpected, or it could even be the attitudes of the people that you're like around. So I don't know. And then your challenge, Virgo, is the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles usually has to do with like the fruits of your labor coming to fruition. It's harvest. It has to do with gratitude for something that is coming to fruition here. But for some of you here, I do feel like this is just you always wanting to learn more and push forward and not knowing how to have gratitude for how far you've already come. Like look back on this year, Virgo. You probably would be embarrassed of your past self, not in a negative way. Okay, law of attraction police, you shouldn't speak like that. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying like maybe if you're not embarrassed of your past self, that's an issue because if you haven't been making that much progress, right? But I'm sorry, there's something here, Virgo, about the 7 of Pentacles. It's hard for you to feel gratitude towards something. There also may be a little bit of sabotage coming in. I sense from an outside source. Be careful someone's not trying to like maybe unconsciously sabotage you, but right next to the 7 of Pentacles, like you have the 7 of Swords. So I don't know what that's about. We're going to have to clarify, but all right, let's just go to your overall general energy, Virgo. You have the 6 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, and also the Knight of Cups here when it comes to your overall general energy. Okay, so there's definitely something that you're not as stuck in when it comes to victory or when it comes to you getting a win. There could have been a win that for some of you feel stuck with. Okay, I also feel this is an intuitive message coming through that many of you, Virgo, need to stop resting on your laurels, because a loss can make or break someone. When you want something to go some way, it doesn't go the way. Maybe it gives you more determination to fire up yourself next time. But when things go your way, many times you can get comfortable. And the question, and especially Virgo, now that I see it, with the challenge being the 7 of Pentacles here, are you being, prematurely happy with an end result in the physical world? Or can you honestly admit to yourself, maybe maybe we need to change a lot of things in my routine, right? What you need more of is the 6th house, bringing energy into your work. And I feel like with this energy, if it is an intuitive message for many of you, that you're just kind of stuck in a pattern of victory, but you're meant to go to the next level. So you may be resting on your laurels here. So I feel like with the Knight of Cups here, you're going to be re-energized by idealizing the future as well. And really, like, it's always about the next one. It's always about the present moment. It's always about what you're doing now, Virgo. So I don't know. I just get an intuitive message for others of you. There could have been like a recent change to your company or someone that you have to collaborate with now that you just feel is throwing a monkey wrench into things. I don't know who this person is that you're like, you have to collaborate. Maybe you hired someone or there's a new person you're working with, and it could feel like, oh my God, like I'm like with this frequency that I'm picking up on, Virgo, for some of you, if I can pick up the damn card, for some of you, Virgo, it's like, just got launched into the newspaper. Virgo is now working with Leo and their business partners, and you're like, or this could be someone posting you on social media for the end of the year. This could literally be your family posting you on social media that you feel trapped in. Maybe someone knows where you are and you didn't want that, or maybe it's too much attention. There could be someone around you that's not focused on the work and they're just focused on the glamour. Like your challenge being the 7 of Pentacles, whether this is you or someone around you, that just like, I'm at, let's say you're like a basketball player, like I'm at the game. I'm going to take my time to enjoy the game. I'm going to soak up the audience. I'm going to be so grateful for my ability to play basketball today. And maybe that's a healthy mindset, but it's just taken too far where it's like, no, you got to get down to business right now. So I feel like for some of you that work in a team, you have any sort of person you do any sort of business with, like they could be too focused on that. Make sure it's not vice versa, but it's just what I feel. And then when it comes to what you don't see coming, Virgo, there also could be, this could, I'm sorry, like my mind is just going all over the place. This could literally be you are at a sports game with your boyfriend, and on the Megatron, he proposes to you, right? The Knight of Cups, idealistic lover, something going on with your public image and being trapped. So some sort of way you may feel trapped with your current public image. For some of you, it's just as practical as you need to push forward to set a new goal, stop being happy with the goal that you have. But for some of you, this looks as strange as you being proposed to in Madison Square Garden and being like, I do. And then it's like, because there could be something you get trapped in, like a forced collaboration. So be careful of any sort of contract that you're going to sign. If you're like an artist out there, Virgo, like if you were like a rap artist, I'd be like, hey, like, read that contract like all the way through. Because in what you don't see coming, you have the 7 of Swords, the Strength card, and the 5 of Pentacles. So this is definitely working through a little bit of potential deception, sketchy energy when it comes to something in the physical world. The Strength card is, really finding the balance between your animalistic side and your higher self. So for some of you, this is very deep. But for others of you, there's just like someone who is like a nuisance that you may be involved with in a teamwork here. Yeah, so this also may just have to do with making the necessary changes to your career so that you don't burn out or so that you don't hurt yourself here. Okay, like the 7 of Swords to the 5 of Pentacles, I don't know. In what you don't see coming, be careful as well. I don't know why spirits, like I'm like taking a different approach to the tarot where I'm just like being fed like a scene. But like if you are walking through like the city, be careful of like getting like be careful of getting schemed in like by someone who maybe is not like, the best, like they don't have the best like lifeline, and like you could be schemed by someone who, just be careful. I don't know what that's about, but it's a weird one. For some of you, it's more related to what I've been talking about the whole time. But when it comes to your advice, Virgo, you have the 8 of Cups in reverse, you have the Tower, and you have the 4 of Swords. So your advice is to walk away from something even if it's going to feel awful to do so. The 8 of Cups upright is, walk away because it's just really like, you just know these cups are empty, it's just time to go find some more cups. But in reverse, I mean, you've been sitting in a field trying to get water from an empty bottle for like a long time. So there's no more water in any of the cups, and instead of having realized that in some sort of situation in your life, potentially having to do with teamwork, career, whatever's going on for you at this time, instead of realizing that, you're like, no, okay, it's like the idea is like you're stuck in the wild and you're like, okay, there's no water here, but I'm really tired and I can't keep moving. I can't keep trying to find water, so let's just slowly die. Let's just slowly die here, and then bam, the tower moment comes, you have a heart attack and you die, God forbid. But you could have just kept moving and maybe you would find a reservoir, but it's not going to feel good to find it. And that's like what you're doing. Healing as a result of destruction. Destroyer. So this may look like you having to cut out toxic people or having to check someone that you work with, or I don't know. That advice is kind of not really that clear to me. It is interesting that like the number 8 has to do with money, the number 4 has to do with home. So once again, there could be something going on with if you make money from home, there could be an emotional disturbance like that you need to work through. I don't know. Let's keep going, Virgo, and start clarifying this reading. So the first card that I want to clarify is why the 6 of Wands is here in your overall general energy. Some of you could be getting more attention than usual, and perhaps like the simplest message that I could have said is that you're a Virgo and it's too much attention and you don't care about being praised for the wrong reasons. Like some of you could be actually receiving a lot of praise, to your reputation, but it's coming from this like, people could be attributing certain things to your come up that have nothing to do with the actual come up, and you're just like, you're on like Jimmy Kimmel and he's like, like this is so cool about you, and you're like, if I had to tell you the truth, man, I don't know. But and then it's like this. So some of you could just be phony. It gets you nowhere, like flattery. Okay. Where were you last Saturday? And don't lie, we got your fingerprint off the battery. I'm sorry, Virgo. Let's do the 6 of Wands. Yeah, I'm telling. Okay, I already got it. But let's get more details for Virgo, because they like details. Okay, the 6 of Wands is clarified by the 6 of Swords here. So the first thing coming through intuitively is like no more resting on this level of success, right? Like there's more mountains to climb, there's more to achieve. And a lot of you, instead of feeling comfortable with your certain skill set, you got to go back to the drawing board. The reason why I love tarot and astrology so much is because if you're not constantly refreshing your associations, your relationship with each card, the meaning for you, particularly as a reader, you're just going to not do as well. So there's something about refreshing your public image here, not being comfortable with something that potentially you do have a lot of reasons to be proud of yourself. But I'm just telling you, it's like the difference between like Michael Jordan and like the person who's like someone who we don't even know is like they just got comfortable, right? And then this also may have to do with someone that you just gotta like remove yourself from, or this is quite weird now. The 6 of Swords is also, the 6 of Wands is also clarified by the 5 of Pentacles, which is also in What You Don't See Coming, and the 2 of Pentacles here. Okay, so some of you could be going through a career change at this time, and you say, I'm just going to start working from home, even if it's challenging. It brings its own set of challenges. There's definitely a foundation, once again, that Spirit is advising you to blow up, and it's sort of in an aggressive way, with Mars being the energy you need as well, Virgo. But with this being here to clarify this, like there may be someone who has a negative reputation that you're attached to, right? You could not want your reputation to be attached to something like this. And some of you could just be very afraid of failure, perhaps. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? But I'm telling you, there's something you need to take a leap in. The 6 of Wands, I feel like for some of you, this is like an outside influence, like messing with your reputation, potentially having to do with you just working with them. But for others of you, it's more like you doubting yourself. Will this work? Like how, I don't know. So just put in that work, Virgo, and that's all you got to worry about. But all right, let's keep going. Let's clarify why the 3 of Pentacles is your opportunity. Yeah, this is the key to like keep learning, keep sharpening. Like my advice to you, Virgo, as well, is to like try to find something that there's infinite. I mean, this is a universal truth. No matter what you do, whatever work you do, whatever you dedicate your life to, whatever your life purpose is, there's always infinite room to grow, despite what anyone thinks. Don't believe in a limit that caps you, because this is clarified. The Three of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and also the Queen of Wands here when it comes to your opportunity here. So definitely back to the drawing board, teamwork. Some of you are going to really be making a quick change to your team and aligning yourself up with people who is just going to make it easy for you to have success. This is an aspect of like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Like, show me your team. And the team doesn't have to be physical, right? In the internet age, books are written. You can have anyone, any sort of soul you can have as your mentor, as long as you consume what they have with a feminine, open energy to really get the wisdom. Because I do feel like a trap of what Virgo falls into. Anytime you're learning, anytime you're taking in, you got to try to be in the feminine, fully receptive, and then deal with how you're going to analyze it later. But first, you got to fully receive it. I don't know, maybe that's something you got to tell someone around you. But I feel like you're in the driver's seat here, Virgo. But there needs to be, more open speed, more speed in your career as well. Like just doing things faster and more passionately. For others of you, linking up with teamwork members they're more helpful, because, this may just be a time of reflecting. If this is not all happening in the next couple of days to close the year, Virgo, I feel like a lot of you are going to be reflecting on how many opportunities were taken away from you by people who infected your energy with negative energy this year. And I do feel like it's going to be a priority for you to socialize, moving into 2024, and really not being afraid to walk away from, potential relationships that there's just no emotional, there's no spiritual vision, the purpose is not there. So whatever you feel trapped in when it comes to this, you're not as trapped as you think you are, Virgo. So let's also just go to your advice. I am interested to see why the Tower. Why is the Tower in your advice? The Tower is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. If you recall, the Seven of Pentacles is also your challenge, and now it's coming out in your advice. So if you try to hold on to some sort of teamwork, some sort of thing with negative energy infectors, or some sort of thing, here, Virgo, I feel like there needs to be a change to what the fruits of your labor. There needs to be, take those berries, put them in a basket, go to the next tree, because this tree is about to dry up. So the Tower here, instead of trying to have false gratitude for something, realize that you don't want it, is the message here. Blow up the foundation of, Seven is also a spiritual energy, Seven is also a spiritual energy here, Virgo. So there's definitely something very big going on. Be careful in what you don't see coming with the Seven of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Strength. But overall, I think this is a great time for you. So with that being said, I'll talk to you in your next reading, Virgo.